Alright, y'all. That was fun. But today we have some things to speak about. Hold on, yo. Let me pull my notes out because I made a list of what I wanted to speak about. Firstly, how's everyone doing tonight? This beautiful night. I hope all is well. Hope we're blessed. I hope we're getting money. Isn't that the life goal? So on this segment, I wanted to touch upon relationships and basically like the crime really of modern love and how everyone's swiping really, but no one's actually connecting with one another. So I'll give a brief summarized story on when I was single before I got into a relationship with my woman. I didn't use Tinder wasn't the best app for me, at least when it came to finding something genuine. I used Hinge. Hinge is what I used, and I would get swipes and whatnot, but the conversations really weren't there on Hinge. Nowadays, people, they don't really express their true personalities. They try to be too nonchalant and be non-expressive with themselves, and it's hard to find someone who will express themselves, like that weird side to them or goofy side or whatnot, especially in men. Men do this a lot, and that's the problem with men is they don't understand that women aren't really attracted to that nonchalant type of vibe. Women would rather have someone who they can goof around who they could goof around with and who can match their vibe, especially if the woman is very goofy and playful. Well, with me at least, I have more of a playful personality, and I joke around a lot, and I'm very sarcastic, and that's just my personality. Don't let this podcasting / YouTube late night talk show fool you guys. If you know me in real life, people who know me in person will vouch for this and say that I am a very goofy person. But as far as swiping with people who you find attractive on the outer level, who you can't really create a bond with when you're trying to hold a conversation, I really don't. I never understood that. This goes for both males and women. When y'all swipe on someone, like when I would swipe when I was single and I was on Hinge, when I would swipe on or like someone and they would match with me or I would match back with them, and I would begin conversations, why do y'all not be as engaging? It was rare. Like, let's say we'll go for a ratio of out of the 10 women who I would match with, maybe like 3 or 4 of them would be engaging and actually hold conversations, and the rest of them would either ghost or be not as engaging or not hold conversations that you would want to hold, like, or be just boring and be bland and just, I don't know. It's just, I just didn't understand that, because if that's how you were going to be, what was the point of even matching with me? And I feel that is an issue, especially nowadays with the dating app scene, I should say. I believe that it's a lot different when you're approaching someone in person, because they can't hide behind that facade that they're trying to put out on the internet, like that for men, that tough guy, and for women like that, just nonchalant, like, oh, I don't really care about anything, and this is my world type of facade that they put out. So I don't know. It's just very interesting to me. And I would like to touch upon the ghosting culture and how that hurts more than rejection. Because to just up and ghost someone, I feel at least, hurts more than rejection. And ghosting could be, oh, y'all should know what ghosting is. Either you've been messaging someone and out of the blue they just stop responding to you, or they block you, or whatever. I had a ghosting situation that I would tell you guys a story on. So I met up with this one girl. We were met up. She liked a photo of mine on Hinge. I matched with her, and we were talking, and the conversations were decent, and we exchanged numbers and whatnot. We would FaceTime and be messaging throughout the day. And so she told me that she wanted to go to the movie. She wanted to see a movie with me. And the next day, she wanted to go to the arcade. So I was planning all of that. And I met up with her. And the funny thing is, she told me that in the city that I'm living in, she said that it's big with human trafficking. And she just moved to the city maybe like 8 to 9 months. I can't remember exactly the timeline. It's been like 2+ years since this situation happened. But she was in the city for like 8 to 9 months, whatever. So we went to the movies, and I've never told anyone this story ever. So this is the first time anyone will be hearing this. So went to the movies, watching the movie. She had her legs on me, and I'll be honest with y'all, I was rubbing her feet. Now, I was being too, like, I said, would you like to come back, to the crib with me? And the first time she was like, oh, I'll think about it. And the second time, she was like, well, yeah, I don't know, but let me just think about it some more. And the reason why I wanted to go back to the crib was because the movie we were watching, it was just so boring. For the life of me, I can't remember the name of the movie. I'm trying to think. If it comes back to me, I'll say it. But the movie was just boring. I couldn't get behind it. So I was just chilling and whatnot, and maybe like an hour or so into the movie, she's like, I'm finna go use the restroom. I was like, okay, cool. And she grabs her stuff. She was like, I'll be right back. She said that twice. And so I was like, okay, cool. She ended up leaving. And I'm sitting there maybe 10, 15 minutes. And I'm finna text her like, hey, you know where you at? She blocks me. So I'm blocked on the app and on her personal number. And I'm like, damn, like, what did I do? And I genuinely didn't know. I'm like, maybe she thought I was ugly, maybe whatever. Anyway, she unblocks me a couple days later, and she texts me. She says, oh, you're probably trying to kidnap me, asking me to go back to your crib on the first day. I'm not stupid. And then just block me again. And so that was like, okay, I understand. It was the first day and whatnot. And thinking back on it now, yeah, I could see why, especially since she already expressed her concerns with the human trafficking and everything like that. So that was my mistake. But yeah, she ghosted me, which was I deserved it. But yeah, ghosting, it could be tragic. Like, you just messaging someone and out of the blue, they just ghost you, block you, whatever, stop talking to you without even giving you an explanation on what you did or why they did that, like if they just didn't like you or whatever the case may be. And in a lot of ways, that could be, no, it's not even that can be, it is, and well, at least in my opinion, it's not a fact or anything, it's just my opinion. I believe that it is worse than being rejected. So, but yeah, that's my take on the ghosting. And just wanted to touch up on like situationships versus real commitment. To each their own. Situationships versus real commitment. Me personally, I wouldn't waste my time messing with anyone for a situationship ever. I don't talk to people to just know that it isn't going to go anywhere and this is just a situationship. We're just going to do things sexually and see each other occasionally and it's not going to be serious. That's just my own opinion. If you do that, that's, kudos to you. To each their own. Everyone's different and I'm not going to knock you for doing that. I don't judge people. That's just not what I do. I don't get with anyone just to do that. I like to commit with whoever I'm with because I tend to drop a lot of money on the woman I'm with because that's just the love language of mine, I guess. Or my love language is gift giving. So when it comes to situationships, if that's what you do and you feel like you cannot commit with someone and you find a man or a woman who believe that too, then y'all should do what y'all want to do. We're all grown at the end of the day, but I will say don't have that mindset and get with someone who is thinking long-term, long commitment and wants to build a future with you and only wants to see you and only wants to date you, wants to be in a, I hope this is the right word. I'm a raw dog it. Monogamous, right? Is that the right word? Where it's just one person dating one? I think that's the right word. Guys, give me 1 second because I will be looking this up right now just to make sure I don't look stupid. Yes. Monogamy is a relationship structure where an individual has only one romantic, sexual, or marital partner at a time. So I was correct. I'm glad I learned that word whenever I learned it, and I'm glad I didn't forget the definition of it. But thankfully, I remembered it, which should be common knowledge, especially for someone like me. I know a lot of y'all probably like, oh, this is dummy. But yeah, so let's take a quick break, right? Let's take a quick break, listen to some jazz, listen to some blues, ease the tension a little bit, and we'll hop right back into the next topic. Okay, guys? Alright, y'all, that's enough of that. Let's get back into the stories. It's about a relationship story. Hello to my viewer Mike out, and hey, you in my state, Mike, out in Texas. So Mike has a very compelling issue here. Let's get to the story. Hey Deuce, I've been with my partner for 4 years now, and I don't feel it anymore. The conversations feel forced, the dates are routine, and when we're intimate, it almost feels like an obligation. I still care about them. They're a good person, but the romantic love is gone. Every time I think about ending it, I freeze up because I don't want to hurt them. We've built a life together, shared friends, even a pet. I keep telling myself maybe it'll come back if I just push through, but deep down, I know I'm lying to both of us. How do I have that conversation without destroying them? I feel like a coward for dragging this out. Any advice? My good brethren, sadly, this is something that a lot of people deal with, more likely than you could ever even imagine. So you have to pinpoint. I always like to give two options. I don't like to just say, hey, do this and da 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 da, you know. Here are two options. And the first option will be trying to fix it. Can you pinpoint what the issue is? Like, why is it? Is it because you've been with said partner? I'm not sure if this is a man or a woman you're dating. You didn't clarify in the email. But how long have you been with this person? Like, is it something that's just you've been with them so long and you live with them? Right? That's what the email said, right? We built a life together, shared friends, even a pet. Well, you didn't say that you stayed with them, but I'm assuming you stay with them because y'all share a pet. So let's just say you stay with this person. So is it because you see them every single day and it's becoming repetitive and just boring? And if that's the case, my advice to you would be this: take some time apart. Take some time apart, because if y'all have been together for however long y'all have been together for, it's hard to find someone who you can bond with like that again. If the bond was good and you really enjoyed it. I mean, you said they're a good person and everything. Maybe it's just a case of y'all just see each other every day and you're just tired of seeing them. If that's the case, get another apartment. I always recommend people who are dating, especially in their 20s, to never share an apartment. Even in your 30s, honestly, to never share an apartment with the person you're dating, because that can get old really fast, seeing the same person every single day. It's gonna make you feel like how our boy here feels. So that's what I would recommend if that's the case. But if that's not the case, or if y'all do live together and you just feel like, nah, even if we do that, the spark is gone, then just tell them. That's the best advice. I know it's gonna hurt you to hurt them, but it's best to end things rather than leading that person on, because it's gonna hurt them more in the longer run if you continue to lead them on rather than just being honest with them. Now, if you could find deep down whatever the issue is, maybe it's something you feel like, okay, we can work on, and just have a conversation with them and see their point of view, and you'll have a adult conversation, and y'all say, okay, we could try to work on it, we could try to do this and that to better relationship. Just talk, we both could talk about things that we feel we can improve on, work on, and do to help the relationship, because we both love one another that much that we don't want to leave. Or it could be no, I just don't see myself being with you anymore. Like, the sex isn't good. I'm bored. I want something else. I think we need to see other people. If that's the case, B, just tell them. Now, if you really want to spare their feelings, don't tell them that. Don't tell them that the sex isn't good. And because, especially if it's a woman, women are so fragile. You don't want to break that woman's heart. That will make a woman very insecure, even moving down the line of her getting into another relationship with whoever. It will make her very insecure to where she will never forget that, and it will bother her. Like, she'll be insecure into the new relationship and try everything to not be how she was in the prior relationship. So if that is the case, like you're not sexually attracted to her anymore, the sex is boring or whatever, then don't tell her that. If she asks for a reason, and I'm just being real, if you don't want to break her heart, just tell her that it's you. You gotta take blame. Just say, hey, it's me. I don't know. I just don't see myself being with you anymore. That will break her heart also, but it will let her off the hook more gentle. So that's my advice for that, my boy. Either one, the scenarios I gave you, whichever one you feel best fits your situation, then go for it. And you can always email me and check back with me and let me know how everything goes. So yes, sir. What do you guys think? You want a jazz break? Let's go. Deuce Radio. Wow. Hello, my beautiful viewers and listeners. So, gonna hop right into this story here. This is a crazy one, and I need to read this to you guys. Okay. My boy, it's a lot of male viewers, need to up the woman viewer rate, but my boy, his name is Jackson, Tennessee, says, yo, Deuce, this situation is wild and I'm stressed. I've been with my girl for 2 years. Everything's solid. Last weekend, her sister came over while my girl was at work. We were just chilling, having a couple drinks, and out of nowhere, she starts getting flirty, touching my arm, complimenting me in ways that weren't sisterly at all. Then she straight up made a pass, saying she's always had a thing for me and that my girl would never have to know. I shut it down immediately, but now I can't stop thinking about it. Do I tell my girl? It might blow up the whole family. Or do I keep it quiet and hope her sister was just drunk and it never happens again? It feels like a trap either way. Need some real talk on this one. Ooh, okay. So, I'm gonna have to blame you first, my boy. why would you why is her sister going over to have a drink while your woman is at work? I understand that's your not technically sister-in-law, but technically your sister-in-law by dating terms. So why is she going over having drinks with you while your woman is at work? I'm gonna have to blame you on that, because that's something that I would never do. It's just logically thinking, it just doesn't make sense for me to do that. Having a one-on-one with another woman, regardless if it's my woman's sister, and getting drinks. Now, her making a pass on you, you get blamed for that, inviting her over. Maybe you was just thinking, oh, it was just us getting drinks. But I do commend you for shutting down her attempts at flirting with you or trying to take things to that extra level. So I commend you for that, for stopping that. And as far as telling your woman, this, and her saying that your girlfriend doesn't have to know, which is her own blood, that's actually crazy. I don't know, man. I don't know. This is a tough one, because your girlfriend, that's her sister. So whatever her sister says, she's known her sister all her life. She will kind of side with her sister over you just because of that fact alone of them being blood. I'm gonna tell you this. I'm not gonna tell you what to do. Like I said in the last segment of the last story that was sent, I like to kind of give different options on what to do. Now, I'm gonna tell you what I would lean on doing, what I would do myself, personal, deuce. Yeah, what I would do. And there's another thing that you could do. I would message the sister that came over, and I would tell her, like, hey, I felt very uncomfortable with what you did. I understand you was drunk and this and that. Like, what was that all about? Just to kind of see what she says. If she says, yeah, I was drunk, I don't know what I was thinking, like, please forgive me, like, can we put this past us and whatnot, I would respect that. But I'll be honest with y'all, I need that in text form for proof, because I'm still going to go snitch to my woman. Don't get it twisted, my baby. I'm going to go snitch. You know what I mean? I'm finna go snitch. But I need you to, like, say what happened, because at the end of the day, if it's just he said, she said type of vibe, we all know siblings will side with siblings in most cases, at least 75%. It should be higher, but at least 75% of the time, especially if they have a good relationship, your woman, she's going to believe her sister over you, just off that. Now, that's what I would do. I'll get it in text form, and then I'm going to go snitch to my girl. I'm going to say, hey, while you was at work, I'll be honest with you, your sister came over, we was having drinks, some things happened, she tried to make a pass on me, she said this and that. I'm going to tell her everything. And I had a conversation with her after, just to let her know I felt uncomfortable with it, and I just needed her viewpoint on it before I came to you. And then I would show the messages, because there's no backing out of that. Of, no, well, I didn't say that, and no, he's lying. No. Here's the proof. Now, she could say that, or she could say, I don't know what the hell you're talking about. I never said that. I never did that. When you message her. If that's the case, then it's kind of like how do you say, like, when it's endless possibilities, like you in a alternate universe, like the metaverse or something. Like, brother, it's just gonna open up countless possibilities that could happen from that, which will be, okay, well, I'm just gonna tell my girl, and then my girl's gonna go to you, or my girl's gonna keep a secret even if I tell her to keep a secret, or I'm just not gonna say anything and just keep it at that. But that also runs the risk of her, since you confronted her and she's telling you, lying to you, saying, hey, I didn't do that, but oh my God, he might tell my sister, so let me go tell my sister first, and I'm gonna spin the story and say he came on to me. Now you look bad because your girl's gonna ask you, hey, my sister said that y'all had drinks and you came on to her and she said no, and then you are fucked because you did not tell her. You say, no, that didn't happen, she came on to me. Your girl's gonna be like, well, so why didn't you tell me? You see what I mean? It's just like, it's a domino effect. Like shit can get bad, right? Shit can get bad. So the best approach, me personally, like I said, I'm still telling my girl, I'm snitching like a motherfucker. I don't go. But do whatever you feel is best for you, my boy, and always email me and let me know how it goes. And guys, guess what? Jazz break. Let's go. Did y'all like that one? I think y'all liked that one. That was nice. Nicely jazzy for y'all. Just shout out all my listeners, viewers, people who even have me playing as a background noise if you're trying to fall asleep or at work or driving or whatever you're doing. I just want to say I really appreciate you tuning in to Deuce Radio, and I love you so much. And while I'm doing this here, a shout out to everyone who sent me emails and just being comfortable enough to sending the emails on things that have happened in your personal life and wanting me to read them. Just know that I feel honored. I truly do feel honored to read these out, and thank you all again. Now, we have one more story for you guys, and then we're going to end this episode off by discussing one more thing that I'd like to end on, because last episode I kind of didn't get in depth into it, and I kind of like this format of the podcast where I'm reading stories you guys send and kind of giving my advice and then playing the jazz, and then, I kind of like this, so I think I'm going to stay with this kind of format. You guys can let me know. But anyways, let's get into the story, because this is also a good one. Yo, this one says, "Hello, Deuce. This one cuts deep. My best friend since we were kids, literally grew up together, been through everything, just started messing around with my ex. We broke up 6 months ago, but it still feels like a straight violation. He didn't even tell me. I had to hear from someone else. When I asked him about it, he hit me with we're both single, bro. Like it's no big deal. Part of me wants to end the friendship, but another part feels like we've got too much history to throw away. How do you even move past something like this without it eating you alive? Need some real perspective." Watch this. He got with your ex after y'all broke up 6 months past. That means he was checking your ex out the entire time while y'all were together. That's not really a brother to you. That's not someone who you would call a close friend. That is someone who will snake you out, because he would snake you out over a woman. He would snake you out over money. He would snake you out over anything. That's not a true friend. I'm telling you, I know it hurts. I know it hurts, because I've cut off friends in my life for less than that. I'm just very strict on who I keep in my small circle. So the best advice I can give to you, my brother, you just have to cut him off. Like, there's no, have a conversation with him and that. No, this is a violation. This is like, bro, this is like someone sleeping with your mama. Like, this is like your close friend sleeping with your mama. I'm serious. Like, can you imagine? Just think about this dude sleeping with your mama, and think about how you would cut him off with no hesitation. It ain't to that level, but it's up there, because that was your woman, and that was someone he seen you around and knew you, doing sexual things with, and yet he decided to get you sloppy seconds. Talking about we're still single. We're both single, bro. Boy, I would have slapped. Boy, I would have slapped the mess out that man. I'm serious. Man, I would have slapped him something silly. He would have the right one. I'm serious. Boy, man, ain't that something? That's my advice on that. Crazy, crazy, crazy. Next episode, we'll have some crazier stories. I've skimmed through a couple of them. I'm gonna read off 6 of them for tomorrow's nightly segment. But we're gonna play a quick jazz break. What y'all think? Oh, the music's already playing. Oh well, let's go. Okay, so for the remaining portion of this episode, the last segment is I wanted to touch up on RDC again, which I spoke on the last episode. If you haven't seen that, you can go back and see it. I have all my episodes lined up. The thumbnails will be the same, but the number on the thumbnails will be different. You know, 001, 002, 003, 004, you know, y'all know, obviously, y'all know. But, so RDC, they are my goats. They're up there in the Mount Rushmore with Corey Kenshin. Creating DreamCon was it's one of the most beautiful things to even think to create something like that. But I fear nowadays DreamCon, the point of DreamCon isn't really being celebrated or performed how it was intended to. Nowadays, these influencers, entertainers, YouTubers, whatever, they show up to DreamCon trying to clip farm or trying to start things, or meet me at DreamCon this year. I'll see, like, turn into like a violent, because they know a lot of big influencers will be showing up. So why are you trying to fight here? Keep that mess at home. Like, what are we doing? Or people showing up with these, you know, I hate to say the word, but slutty outfits when there's kids going to the DreamCon event, and it just isn't a good look for DreamCon. DreamCon has lost its soul. It's lost the true meaning behind why it was really created and intended for. It was intended for people of color to express themselves, to express that quote unquote nerdy side of them, because anime was not pop. It wasn't something that was viewed as cool back in the day. Like growing up, when I used to read comics and watch like, you know, like the superheroes and stuff, because I wasn't into anime like that up until like maybe like 10 years ago, however long it was. And at that time I was like 17 or whatever, 16, 17. But from what I've seen and learned, like from seeing people, it was just viewed as, oh, he's a nerd, oh, he watches anime, or he does this and that, or he's just a nerd. Now anime has become so popular to where people are now, and I hate to use this word because this word has been used so much throughout social media, but people are LARPing anime. They don't know, I have to keep this PG, but they don't know anything about these characters, and they're just cosplaying them with no knowledge on them. And you could say, well, you could cosplay who you want, which I agree, cool. But 10 years ago, however long it was ago, 5 years ago, when you're the same person who was talking down on these characters, now to just hop on the trend of, oh, anime is cool, I can't respect it, because you're not a true fan. Now there are people out there who were on the wave of anime isn't cool, I'll never get behind anime, to where they're like, maybe I'll give it a chance, I'll watch. Then they're like, oh wow, this is actually entertaining, this is actually cool. Because I used to be that type of person where I was like, anime is cool, but I don't think it will surpass like superheroes, and because I was big on superheroes back then. But now I believe anime is past that, because anime is more, the best way I could say this, people can relate more to anime rather than superheroes, because anime, the fashion, the character development, the character lifestyles, everything like that is more realistic to a regular person rather than these superheroes stories, if that makes any sense. So anime, in my opinion, has already surpassed superheroes, and the power scaling of anime makes more sense than these superhero power scaling. The Marvel and DC power scales nowadays is ridiculous. It's just so late. Like Superman, I don't care what anyone says, Superman is one of the most laziest written superheroes ever. He could just do anything. He could keep up with the fastest character, Speed, Flash. He could keep up with Flash. He's as strong as the Hulk, and bro, it's just lazily written. He can't lose, and he gets his power from the sun, and like, brother, that makes no sense. How is he Superman, who has no combat experience, just was sent on a ship or whatever from Krypton into Earth? Yeah, he gets stronger because the sun was glaring on him all the time, but he has no combat. He has not actually fought anyone, like hand-to-hand combat or whatever. So he really shouldn't have any hand-to-hand feats. But then when General Zod comes down, he's putting hands on General Zod, who actually fights, who actually boxes. That doesn't make any sense to me. That's why I said Superman is one of the most laziest written characters ever. But that's just my opinion, and I kind of got off topic. But back to RDC. It's just little on me, but I can give my opinion. I believe RDC needs to implement some type of rules for DreamCon next year, because DreamCon now is taking place now. We're in July. Today is July 11th, a little bit after midnight, 12:28 a.m. So they need to implement some rules. Like, it needs to be a dress code. People can't just go up to the clip farm and fight and do all that stuff. That's not professional. That's not, like, people saying they're gonna show up to DreamCon just to fight. What are we doing? As a grown adult, what are we doing? This isn't high school. This ain't middle school. Grow up. I'm serious. Grow the fuck up. And it's these men who are saying it. What are you doing? DreamCon has become so big, expanding with all the different things that they're adding onto it every year, making it more entertaining, expanding the brand of DreamCon. It's beautiful, especially that it's created by Mark Phillips and the whole RDC. I'm so sorry to just name Mark Phillips. I'm gonna show respect to you guys. Mark Phillips, Leyland Manigo, Ben. I'm so sorry, brother. I'm gonna look up your last name after this so I could properly. Matter of fact, Ben, I love you so much. I'm going to look up your last name right now. Just give me 1 second. What is Ben's last name from RDC? Benjamin Skinner. Yes, Ben. Benjamin Skinner. Bro, I follow you on Instagram. I could have just went on your Instagram page. Ben Skinner. I'm so sorry, Ben. Okay. And Af, my brother Af. What is your last name? Af. Let me go on your page. You just have Af Long, Af Young. I love these people too much. I have to look them up. Af Harris. Okay. Jesus, I love this group. They are my favorite YouTubers out currently. They'll probably be my favorite until the end of time. It used to be Corey Kenshin, but Corey has his own things going on and he's not consistent, and that's fine. He's grown up or whatever. But currently it's RDC, then it's Corey Kenshin. But Mark Phillips, Af Harris, Ben Skinner, Leland Manigal, Desmond Johnson, Dylan Patel, Ippy. I'm not sure if Dave added you into the group officially, but I'm gonna add you anyways because I love you as well, my brother. y'all have created something beautiful with DreamCon. Genuinely, the content that you guys make, RDC, y'all are my goats. Y'all are my goats. You don't understand. You don't understand what y'all have done for us viewers, people who watch your videos. We love y'all so much, and we hope you guys never change on us. The content you bring, the streams you bring, the different games you play, making short videos, making skits. You guys are the whole group, literally peak humans, and I am inspired by y'all every day, and I love each and every one of y'all. Y'all make my day. Y'all make me laugh. I enjoy watching y'all. I DM'd y'all, but no one DM'd me back. It's all good though. But let me tell y'all what I DM'd them, because I love RDC so much. They'll be playing on every TV I have. Driving when I'm working, phone, they'll be playing. This was December 2nd, 2025, 8:32 p.m. I DM'd RDC official page. 23 is Leland, Love and Peace, which is Desmond, and Dylan Patel. I sent them my RDC watch time. I was top 0.1 viewer. 0.1 viewer. Last year, I watched 2,264 of their videos in 2025. You heard that number right, 2,264 videos. Let me see here. I still got the screenshots. So yeah, I was top 0.1% of viewers. That's how much I love RDC. And I just wanted to say, guys, if you would like to call in or email me, there will be an email in the description of your stories. And if you guys would like to be a special guest on the podcast, I would love to bring in whoever. I don't care who you are, how small, how big you are. I would love to just have a sit down with anyone. We could discuss topics that I actually would enjoy, and reading the emails that I've been sent, so we both could speak on that. And yeah, I think it would be pretty fun. And I just wanted to end the segment by saying I love each and every one of you who tune in, listen, and you guys motivate me to continue. And I really love you all, and I hope you have a blessed night or morning or afternoon, whatever time you're listening to this. And if you're listening at night trying to fall asleep, I hope this helps. And thank you so much again, and I love you all. Bye-bye.
Mm-hmm.